And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to what is awkwardly round 5 of the GT3s here at Flux Motorsport TV. You are joined by myself, the console, and McToasty with the this wonderful track down at Sugo, Japan.
Bruce getting into the 118s. I didn't think we were going to see that. That's an incredible pace.
It's a crazy lap. So the little rumours from the pit lane were like it was going to be a sub 120. I don't think they expected to see any 118s at all. That's probably cool, and that is a one and done from Bruce. BruceLaw back on pole position in that little Ginetta. Linga Bazinga 1/10 off the pace in second. Blankfile in third. Snarling Bongo is going to settle for fourth. Immortalis in fifth. Chris is going to be out in sixth in that Lamborghini with Mays for company. Dr. Potford back in the yellow Ferrari gets himself up to 8th place, and he's got Jack also in the Ferrari down in 9th. Cos, our reserve driver for the evening, is rounds out the top 10. CDN's currently sitting in 11th place with his Lamborghini. Survivor in that Z4 in 12th. Flush in 13th. Tibby back in 14th. I didn't mention much of Tibby. Normally we see a little bit better from him, so we'll be looking to improve on that throughout the race. Luke, with his first race back to the GT3s, is in 15th, and Green Gaming rounding out in 16th. Here it is. Green lights are about to go out. All the drivers are strapped in. All the tinker time is done. It is do or die now into turn 1. Bruce gets a great start off the line. As I said, he seems to prove me wrong every season. Snarling's having a little look on the inside there. Blankfile's getting on the outside of Linga into turn 2. Looks like everyone keeps it clean for the time being, side by side. Blankfile's going to have the inside now into turn 3. A little bit of touch in there. That's probably going to go to the stewards. It looks like Immortalis is pushing his way through. Looks like he's got himself up into 3rd place already. He has a little wobble. That's going to allow Mays round on the outside. Trying to keep up with all the action. It looks like Mays is probably going to get a slowdown penalty for that. So Snarling being the big winner in all of that. Immortalis looks like he's just going to nab 4th place and gain himself 1 position as we try and get a little further back in the grid. It looks like Jack has managed to jump himself up a few places as well, with Chris going backwards. Dr. Potford is hanging on to 8th and Cos into 9th, so CDN looks like he's been the loser in that one. Oh, I do apologise, Linga that's gone backwards as we see him back there in 12th place. Again, his race woes continue, unable to get the starts that he needs, and they'll get out of this drama. So he's going to have a lot of work to do. He's still not out of reach. He can still make that work. You see this little battle developing here. So this is Mays, Immortalis, and Jack all coming into turn 1. Jack's just a little bit off pair of them. He's probably going to wait till the 2 of these guys start getting into it and try and rob himself a place. Be the smart decision to make. As I said, it's not easy to overtake here. You really have to be aggressive, and the track is tight and windy and not very wide, so you have to force yourself through, but at the same time you can't just run people off the road. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Immortalis drives on maximum attack all of the time. The guy has no off switch. It is relentless. So Mays is going to be feeling all of that pressure until Immortalis either gets around him or has an accident. They're the only 2 releases, as we see him get super wide onto the curbs there, and that's probably going to allow Jack to get through, although he's going to be pushed to the outside. Immortalis holding the inside into hairpin here. Jack trying to get back underneath. Got to push Immortalis the long way around in the S's. A great move from Jack. Excellent track knowledge there, really. Sort of picking his moments, getting back underneath out turn 3, pushing Immortalis the long way around in the S's. Now just holding on to the line through Rainbow. Dr. Potford looking like he's going to fight that one back. So that move isn't cemented just yet, and that looks like it's Flush just sitting on the back of them. So these guys are going to have to be careful they don't fight too hard, because Flush, that will allow Flush to catch up, get his name into the bowl. Just looking further up and keeping an eye on the front runners, because Bruce has been given no rest from Blankfile at all. Dr. Potford getting up the inside of Chris there. That has allowed Flush to catch up. No positions changing just yet. Flush is going to hang on to the inside. Probably a smart move. That's probably going to pin Dr. Potford to the outside. Unable to brake late and to get in the back of Chris. So Flush should be able to get that move done relatively easy if he just hangs on a little bit. Dr. Potford, smart decision to hang on to the inside aggressively, forcing Flush to get out of it for these next two left-handers. We wonder whether Flush is going to try and get the drive out of the final corner and get something done into turn one. Although I suspect that Audi hasn't quite got the legs on the Ferrari. See Dr. Potford pulling away a little bit there, so obviously Flush having to get out of to avoid making contact with Dr. Potford is giving Dr. Potford a little bit of breathing space. Just jumping forward, blankfile looks like he's much closer than he has been previous laps. Looks like he's going to have a little sniff to the inside under braking. Decides better of it. Bruce hangs onto his line so doesn't lose too much momentum defending from it. See if anything happens down into horseback. This straight here, blankfile probably wishes it was fractionally longer, as we can see the timing come down, but still not close enough to get anything done. I still don't think it's going to be it. I don't think he's close enough. 2 temps. Bruce hangs on another. It looks like there was a little touch there, but nothing too serious for these two. So it goes around another lap. I don't think blankfile's going to be able to get anything done through this corner 3 and through these S's here. The Ginetta look much quicker. So we go back here as well. It looks like the battle for 8th place still isn't done. Dr. Potford hassling the back of Chris, and the pair of them looks like they got on the back of Jack there and Cos. So the battle for 6th now is starting to heat up. As you can see, Flush in the Audi 08 in the background there hasn't completely let go of this pack yet. So still to keep an eye on. blankfile still unable to get anything done into turn 1 as well. We've got some few more products coming soon, so keep an eye on that, and there'll be more announcements as that comes round. And that looks like Bruce has hit the wall there. That is catastrophic for Bruce's race. He was doing a brilliant job of holding blankfile off. If McToasty's suspicions are correct, the stewards will definitely be having a look into that one.
The only reason blankfile would be continuing to drive is that he didn't feel any contact.
Looks like while I was talking, Linger's fallen back a little bit. Snarling's able to get himself up into 4th, but they're only separated by a few seconds, so that's still to play for. This is the closest battle we have on track at the minute. Dr. Potford and Chris. Dr. Potford trying to get his season back on track after getting out of the NSX. Jack was that Immortalis. That's a back mark of Immortalis lurking in the background. Jack's a little further back, so still on their own for the time being. It looks like they've got Survivor as a back marker up just in front of them. It looks like it's because it is. So Survivor is the back marker in front of them. Dr. Potford looks like he's trying to get around the outside of the final corner. I suspect he's trying to get back up underneath on the exit. Trying to get the best run he can into turn 1. This is going to force Chris to make a defensive move here. This is what blankfile was trying to get done on Bruce, but just couldn't quite make it work. Chris diving to the inside. Dr. Potford follows him. He's going to pull out right at the last minute. There it is. Get it done under braking. Probably going to try and get back underneath and force himself through into turn 3 up the inside. And watch this space. Trying to get the best run he can here, and it's a little bit too far back than he'd like. Probably trying to get up the inside there. You can see him hug the inside, but as I said, couldn't too far back to get it done under braking. Like he gets the better run through the S's as well. He just gets on the dirt on the exit. Probably a little time penalty for him, which troubles there. And that seems to have. That was enough excitement for one lap for them two. They're going to fall back into line and have a trot round again before they have another go at that. That was very neat and tidy from Linger. He's obviously found his rhythm a little bit. Only a couple of seconds off, and that seems Mays has had a spin. Linger being pushed up to 4th. Has Mays got any damage on that Mercedes? It doesn't look like it, so it's like just a little pirouette. It almost looked like he slid straight forwards, which is not what he wanted. Mays getting really close to the pit lane there. Wants to be careful, defending hard. Like Linger's got the run into turn 1 up the inside, and Mays has done himself under braking, clips Linger Bazinga for good measure. The stewards are definitely going to be looking into that one. there is enough of a buffer between cars, so they should be able to sort themselves out. Mays should probably do the gentleman thing there and give that position back.
That looks like an awfully strange loss of control
Strange accident
there.
to have.
It seemed like the rear brakes locked up and Mays just spun under as soon as he went to turn in.
Linger going back to the inside again, thinks better of it. Just trying to get Mays to come off of his line. Super close through turn 1 and through turn 2. Backs out a little bit. Now is the time to be super aggressive if need be. It looks like there's going to be one more lap after this one, so it looks like Bruce is going to be able to hang on to that second spot as well. Snarling unable to close the gap. That Mercedes is definitely not stable after 34 laps of Sugo. See Linger getting nearly side by side before the final corner. This should be it. This should be a much cleaner go for Linger. Careful not to clip the inside. Super deep for a blanket over the pair of them.
Yeah,
Here it is. So Mays is pushing right to the inside. He now can't come back across. Linger trying to get himself underneath. Can't get it done just yet. This is the final lap. Where is blankfile? Coming into the final sector now, so we will stay with him to see him across the line. Blankfile's going to take home the top spot, maximum points for him. Well done in that big Bentley. Bruce is limping home in that little Ginetta. He will not be that. Ginetta is battered. He won't be happy with that one. He was probably confident he could take the win. But his championship stays alive. He will still be in that top seat by the end. Snarling, a brilliant drive from him, finally getting his championship back on track. I believe he's currently 8th in the championship standings at the minute. Looks like Mays still fighting off Linger, having a little wobble out the exit of the final corner. It's going to be a drag race to the end. Mays hangs on to it for now. Both have time penalties, so we wait and see how that one plays out. Linger Bazinga coming back in 5th after, as you said, Toasty, ended up in 14th at the end of the first lap. Cos, the reserve driver for the night, he comes home in 6th. A brilliant first showing from him. Congrats to him. Dr. Potford looks like he finally got round Chris. Must have missed that after watching the Linger Bazinga fight. He's going to take home 7th. Better showing for him in the Ferrari. Chris comes home in 8th in that white and pink Lamborghini. Jack comes home in 9th. And Flush rounding out the top 10. A good showing from Flush. He's been in and around there or thereabouts in the last couple of rounds. So good to see him finally getting it together. Immortalis coming home in 11th. Luke in the Porsche coming home in 12th after his first race back from last season. Green Gaming in 13th and Survivor in 14th. I thought them two would switch around, but Green Gaming were able to hang on to it in the Z4. CDN, I think, had the incident at the end of lap 1 on the final corner, and that seemed to set him up for a back of the grid finish. So there it is. There is round 5 of the GT3s at Sugo. Thank you all for joining us on the stream. Thank you for joining me, Toasty. It's been a pleasure to have you as always.
Yeah, no problem.
We will be back on Tuesday at 8 o'clock with Murphy. Be sure to tune in and find out how we get on at the Nürburgring in the touring cars. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like on this video. It helps us out massively. If you want to get involved, go to www.fluxmotorsport.com and hit the driver sign up button and come through to our Discord. And whilst you are there, be sure to check out our marketplace where we have got Flux merch, t-shirts, hoodies, phone cases. We have got affiliate links with Acelift and Fanatec as well, so you can bag yourself some discounts and some upgrades. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you and good night.